We open our video about Crash Holly defending the Hardcore title in a Ballpit on the March 16, 2000 episode of Smackdown, as The Rock is angry at the McMahon-Helmsley regime. Rock then would make a Mania match versus Leave Town stipulation, and Shane McMahon accepts on behalf of the Big Show. Shane would be the special referee for this match. Mr. McMahon would then slap down Triple H backstage, which is a hilarious visual, and then Vince smacks his own referee son in the ring before he bared the ref shirt and counted the 3 count for The Rock. We open our show and we're out here in Long Island as our opening pyro, and as well as Shane McMahon, who Big Show is actually accompanying. Shout out to these guys who all have Vince's back in single letters in a row. I appreciate the cooperation. Shane McMahon says that Vince stuck his fat ass nose in Shane's business, and he thinks that it's unacceptable that his father hit him with a chair on Raw. Shane says, "Paternal abuse is against the law!" Shane says that crimes of nature have been committed, as that Big Show is not going to WrestleMania. But then Shane says that he's gonna get the match anyway. Shane then quotes The Rock's promo from Monday, and Shane explains that The Rock stipulation never mentioned anything about Big Show losing, which I kinda agree with him on that. Shane then says that the WWF Championship will now be a triple threat between the champion Triple H, The Rock, and the Big Show before the show starts taking some verbal jabs. Big Show then instead gets called an asshole by the fans before Triple H's music hits alongside Stephanie McMahon. Big Show continues his promo and tells Triple H that he will become WWF champion once again. Hunter calls Big Show a freak of nature instead. He says that if he lost the championship, then that would also be a natural disaster, which is a pretty good comeback. Stephanie then takes to the mic and tells Shane that she's going to be in Triple H's corner for their match, and that's when I realized that this is the dawn of McMahon in every corner at WrestleMania 2000. Shane says that she acts and looks like a
"You wouldn't dare call me that again."
You mean cheap?
slut.
Oh no!
Stephanie tries to take a slap, but Shane stops her, and then Big Daddy Vince starts strutting down to the ring to break down the chaos. Vince says that his kids are making him very proud because of their actions, sarcasm obviously intended, and he says that watching his kids fight are like watching a bad soap opera, and tells them to go get booked on Jerry Springer. Vince, then after some long-winded build-up, announces that he's going to be in The Rock's corner at WrestleMania. Shane then tells Vince that tonight that The Rock will be in action against Kane. Stephanie then announces that the Big Show will take on Rikishi. Holy shit, that's a lot of ass on that side. Side of the video, by the way. Vince then tells Triple H that he's going to take on someone Stephanie is very comfortable with, and he will take on the Godfather. Did Vince just call his own daughter a hoe?
Stephanie just may take a ride on the whole train.
We move on to our next segment with that crazy ass delivery from Vince, and our first match as we see Edge and Christian, and they're going to take on the Dudley Boys for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Here's Bubba Ray powerbombing Mae Young through a table. You're welcome. Everyone starts firing away on each other to start off as Devon hits Edge with Saving Grace and tags in Bubba Ray. A little bit after, the Dudleys hit Wazap on Edge for the kickout. Devon with the body slam, Edge moves out of the elbow drop attempt and then hits Devon with the running wheel kick before getting the tag to Christian. Christian starts picking up business and he hits the tornado DDT on Devon for the 2 count before Bubba and Edge hit the double clothesline on each other. Christian looks for the kill switch before Devon accidentally knocks down the referee. Christian takes advantage and hits the reverse DDT, but there's no one to count. Terry appears at ringside and then tosses a chair to Bubba Ray, where Christian then drop kicks it out of his hand, but this gets Christian in prime position for the 3D, and the Dudleys retain the tag team titles. The Hardy Boys then appear and grab Terry and send her to the wolves inside the ring, where she then taunts him like a little she-devil, and then when they go to leave, Edge spears the living shit out of Terry. Shouldn't have been talking shit. Next match on the card, and we get our boy, the Godfather, who brings out the world-famous Ho Train. Man, I'm really smelling silicone right now. And he's taking on the WWF champion, Triple H. Godfather gets on the mic before the match, and the Godfather says that
there might just be a place for you on the whole train. It would be the caboose.
Godfather crashes into the corner, and then he starts some offense on the game before dropping him with a big boot. Godfather softens up the champ and tosses him with the back body drop. Godfather sets up for the Ho Train, which Triple H then avoids, and he hits the signature facebuster before Big Show and Shane then start walking down the ringside. Shane and Steph arguing on the apron, where Triple H then starts firing on Big Show. Big Show powers Triple H into the ring post with a power slam, and then throws the champ into the ring, where the Godfather then scores the upset victory. Never did I think in 2000 would I see the Godfather defeat, in his prime, Triple H, while he is also the WWF champion. Triple H starts destroying shit. Moving on, we see Farouk and Bradshaw make their way down to the ring with Midian, who isn't naked yet, and we see their opponents Al Snow and Steve Blackman talking about a science fiction TV show idea. Where then an alien appears, and Steve Blackman whacks the little extra testicle with his karate sticks. I don't know what the hell these things are called. Hot start to this matchup as Al Snow slides out of a whip and starts the offense on Bradshaw. Al with another slide gets booted in the face. The Acolytes double team Al Snow with the shoulder tackles. Snow then dives off the stairs and takes out Midian. Blackman gets a back elbow from the APA. Snow then starts taking control with some assisted stomps from one half of Head Cheese. Head Cheese gets graded with a double clothesline from Farouk before he gets the tag to Big Texas. Bradshaw boots Blackman in the face and Midian grabs Head from the outside. Al Snow intercepts Head from Midian, Midian gets some head, and then Bradshaw lays out Al Snow with the clothesline from Hell for the win. Match number 4 of the video, and we got two big guys slapping some meat, specifically, a lot of ass meat, as the Big Show takes on the original tribal chief, Rikishi. Big Show attacks Rikishi before the match can begin. Big Show tosses Rikishi into the stairs and into the ring as the match officially begins with a chop to Rikishi's titties. Big Show splash in the corner, big ol' headbutt to Rikishi, which affects him. I guess the lore wasn't established yet. Either way, Rikishi with the corner line, and Big Show gets knocked down with the Savate kick into the corner, and y'all know what time it is. Rikishi with the Samoan drop, almost looks like Big Show almost hit a sling blade. Rikishi smacks his ass and then gets turned inside out with the clothesline, followed by a huge belly-to-belly suplex. Shane McMahon gets super hyped as Triple H bitches him out to the floor. Triple H then boots Show in the ball and gives the pedigree as Stephanie distracts the referee. Triple H throws Shane into the ring post and Rikishi hits the rump shaker on the Big Show and wipes his ass on Big Show's shirt for the 3 count. After the match, obviously we get a dance break with Too Cool and Rikishi.
I think his name's Steven Hawking. Fuck him till he ain't walking. Dick Stone Cold, call him BBC Austin. It's a booty massacre when I visit him in
WWF European and Intercontinental Champion Kurt Angle chilling with Bob Backlund backstage, which is a crazy combo. Bob then kills the security man with the crossface chicken wing. Big Show then throws a tantrum of his own. Back to the arena, and Kurt Angle makes his way down to the ring with Bob Backlund, and he starts talking shit about New York's crimes. He also says that their hockey team is in complete shambles. Kurt Angle then hands the mic over to Bob Backlund.
Ladies and gentlemen, and I use that term loosely.
Bob then says the fans are in a cavity, and Kurt Angle is going to put morality back in their life as we get a countdown, and we see Kurt Angle's rival in the form of Y2J Chris Jericho being followed by China. Chris speaks to the Jerichoholics, and he calls Angle and Backlund the 2 biggest nerds in America.
I just want to ram my fist up your backside and use you as a ventriloquist dummy.
Hi, I'm Bob Backlund. I'm a complete loser.
Jericho's tag team partner then makes his way down to the ring, and who else? Taz says that someone's getting choked out tonight, and there's 2 things you can do: nothing and like it. Taz then gets in the ring and starts stomping out Angle in the corner, where Kurt then gives Taz a belly-to-belly. Bob Backlund gets tagged in and looks for the chicken wing, but Taz just judo tosses the crazy old bastard. Kurt tags back in, hops up, and then gets dropped with the exploder as Jericho gets the tag. Jericho catches Angle off the rebound and plants him with the powerbomb, doesn't let go and hits another, followed by the lion salt before Backlund breaks it up quick. Bob then gets shit in his drawers as Taz starts chasing him through the crowd. Taz locks the Taz mission on Backlund near the stage, where daring the walls of Jericho on Angle. Chris Jericho and Taz have won this match by disqualification. Benoit drops Jericho with a back suplex, and Chyna starts trying to fight before Eddie Guerrero can attack Chyna, and the Radicals start laying waste to Kurt Angle with the diving headbutt. Jonathan Coachman explains the situation with Crash Holly. We head over to Fun Time USA, where Crash Holly was forced to defend the Hardcore Championship. The Headbangers are here to challenge Crash. Earl Hebner then says, "You find him and I will count." Crash Holly gets found in playing some sort of fish game, where Mosh then attacks and body slams Crash. Crash throws some balls and then escapes down the slide, where Thrasher then clonks Crash with a trash can at the end of the ride before Mosh breaks up the pin, and they toss Crash onto a barricade and start whipping him with their belts. Crash almost gets decapitated on the Test of Strength game, where Crash then escapes into the jungle gym. The Headbangers struggle to get through the tube, and they send Earl to the balls. Crash kicks some balls at Thrasher and then gives him a diving clothesline off the gym into the ball pit. Crash then grabs a rope and rides it to Mosh, where he hits a dope Hurricane Rana and runs off with the Hardcore Championship. We then get a Mae Young promo package. Oh, hell no! Kane finds X-Pac backstage, and he starts laying waste to Triple H and DX before Triple H hits Kane in the head with a 2x4, and they lock Kane in a semi-truck. Vince McMahon then explains because Kane is locked in a semi-truck, X-Pac will be replacing Kane in the main event if Kane can't get out. I mean, this doesn't seem like a hard task. Finally back to some action, and we got a championship on the line, as Too Cool's Grandmaster Sexay takes on Dean Malenko with the fellow Radical Eddie Guerrero in his corner for the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. Dean Malenko jumps Sexay to start us off before Sexay gets a hip toss rebound. Sexay with the running man into a clothesline, he then sends Malenko to the floor somehow, and Sexay gives a baseball slide to both Radicals. Sexay starts the running man again, and Scotty starts bouncing on the bottom rope, and then falls to the floor and keeps it professional. Dean clocks Sexay in the head, Sexay counters Dean with a reverse DDT, followed by the corner bulldog for the 2 count. Sexay gets another bulldog counter, landing on his nuts on the middle rope. Malenko gets an atomic drop, Sexay concludes the sequence with a DDT. Grandmaster does a little thriller dance and then hits a Yakuza kick on Malenko before Eddie Guerrero starts distracting the referee. Malenko clobbers Sexay down, Dean attempts the worm, but Scotty sues for copyright infringement and he trips up Malenko. Sexay on the other side of the ring sends Eddie balls first into the ring post. Scotty gets a hot shot on Malenko, Sexay climbs up to the top and gets clocked by Eddie, and then goes crashing to the mat. Dean takes the cover off the assist and scores the victory over Grandmaster. Scotty again gets into the ring and starts firing away on the Radicals, where Too Cool drop Malenko with the double flapjack, and then when they attempt it on Eddie, he escapes to the outside. Eddie has nowhere to escape as China comes down and plants him with a DDT on the floor. Next match before our main event, and we are going to determine the new #1 contenders to the WWF Tag Team Championships. Our teams will consist of the Hardy Boys taking on the Radicals' own Chris Benoit and Barry Saturn. Hot start for this contendership match as the Radicals slingshot Jeff out of the ring and then hit a double rebound shot on Matt. Matt nearly lands on his neck off a sunset flip attempt, he then hits a neck breaker and the second rope leg drop for a 2 count. Twist of Fate attempt thwarted, Perry gets a cheap shot and then Benoit pulls Matt by his hair. The Radicals then drop Matt with a double elbow, followed by a double snot rocket. Benoit then tags back in and elbows down. Chris tags in his partner and they hit the Ghetto Blaster, but this only gets him a 2. Saturn powers Matt into the corner, Matt then pushes Perry off the top and hits the top rope crossbody for the double down. Jeff gets the hot tag and moonsaults over Perry, then gives him a dropkick. Jeff Hardy gets popped up over Saturn and splashes Benoit into the corner. Perry then goes crashing into Benoit, and then Jeff hits his opportunity for poetry in motion. Perry then hits the Tiger Suplex for the breakup. Hardy Boys double suplex on the Chris Benoit, Jeff Hardy tight ropes the barricade and then dives on the Chris on the outside. Matt Hardy drops Saturn with the Twist of Fate, followed by Jeff nailing the Swanton Bomb before Benoit pulls Jeff off his partner. Matt Hardy then dives onto his brother and Benoit with the crossbody, and then unexpectedly Perry Saturn hits a pretty good Tope Con Hero onto everyone. During the replays, you can hear the bell ring, and Michael Cole says that the referee has called this match a no contest. The Radicals and the Hardys start fighting up the ramp as referees then try to break up the fight before we get to our main event of the evening, originally announced as Kane taking on The Rock. We now have X-Pac accompanied by Tori taking on the Brahma Bull. X-Pac tries the baseball slide The Rock during his entrance, but The Rock just starts whooping his ass and sends him over the barricade and then starts beating his shit amongst the crowd before he just dumps X-Pac back over the ringside. X-Pac then tosses The Rock over and they start brawling again before The Rock clotheslines X-Pac down and then drops him on the barricade. The Rock dodges a punch and then X-Pac gets sent balls first into the turnbuckle as we see Shane McMahon and the Big Show walk down to the ring as the match begins. Shane grabs The Rock's leg off an Irish whip and then X-Pac hits an Undertaker-style clothesline for the 2 count. Triple H and Stephanie now start making their way down to the ring again as X-Pac starts the corner assault on The Rock. Rock starts slugging away and then gets sent to the outside. The Big Show takes advantage and starts hammering on The Rock before Triple H pushes off Show and then tosses Rock into the stairs. X-Pac tries to use the ropes for the win, but the ref notices. The Rock then gets the double down off of a big spine buster. The Rock starts slugging again and then pulls in X-Pac for the Samoan drop for the 2 count. X-Pac with the corner boot, The Rock then catches Pac and hits him with the power slam before Tori starts distracting the ref. Pac then takes advantage with the single leg dropkick. X-Pac's Bronco Buster gets stopped with the Rock Bottom before the Big Show pulls the referee's foot before 3. The Rock smacks down Big Show before Triple H hits The Rock with the WWF title belt, but The Rock then gets the kick out before Kane's Pyro jump scares the arena and he marches down to the ring. Kane canes X-Pac and follows him into the crowd as The Rock starts firing away on the game and the Big Show. Triple H splashes Show in the corner before The Rock escapes, and he leaves his opponents for Mania fighting in the ring as Vince watches on his TV, and that's literally how the episode ends, as this was the episode of SmackDown where Crash Holly defended the Hardcore Championship in a ball pit.
So heavy